So, this morning, our guest is Mr. Iboro Otu. Mr. Iboro Otu is the governorship candidate in Akwa Ibom State. He's a member of the party that is thought of as, a left-wing party. I'll be asking him about that. But the African Action Congress was formed by Mr. Omoyele Sowore, publisher of, Sahara Reporters. Good morning to you, sir, Mr. Iboro Otu.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. I wanted to ask you about your ambition. Everybody who is in the race, of course, is in there to win. And so if you didn't think there was that possibility, of course, you wouldn't be spending time on the project. But that really is my lead in to asking you, how good do you think your chances are, that is your party's chances, of dislodging parties that have considered the place as sort of their political stronghold, from the PDP to the APC, and now African Action Congress would actually take over power at the polls?
Sorry, sir, I can barely hear you. Maybe you could take up your microphone a bit. The volume of your microphone.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that was heard. I wonder...
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, exactly. Thank you very much. So I was saying that... what I was saying was that, first of all, I described your party. It's seen by some as a left-wing political party. I wonder what you think about that. But then I also went on to say that I'd like your impressions on, your chances, or the chances of any party apart from those that are seen as the big parties making headway in Akwa Ibom State.
Yes, you are very correct that we are a leftist party. We are a party of liberals. We believe in a common good. And of course, we believe in revolutions as well because we belong to the people. So traditionally, we support movements. We support groups that are made up of common people. And we are very liberal in approach. Innovations are driven by parties and people that are very liberal-minded. And as such, when you look at what is happening in my state, for example, and in Nigeria generally, there is a general dissatisfaction with how things are going in this country and in our state, how our commonwealth is being wasted away, how our young people are without jobs and opportunities. And we hope to take advantage of this space to lead our people in the right direction, to tell them, look, there is a big future and we can do great things. Now, when it comes to revolutions, it's not about party, but about people. And now that we are here in a very beautiful time where our electoral laws have been amended a bit to accommodate digitization in the areas of accreditation and transmission of results, we have solved the problem by half. What is now left is vote buying, which is another half. But we believe that in the struggle and in the movement and how we are pushing forward with our agenda, we will be able to have a resounding win in Akwa Ibom State. If you are following what is happening closely in Akwa Ibom State politically, you will see that most of the political stakeholders are either presently in jail or in courts in many of the major parties. So every day our position gets stronger and better. And by God's grace, we will have a very resounding win through the voice of Akwa Ibom people.
Okay, I'll take that because you tell me so, and you would know best about that. But I wonder, by way of my coming in, how important do you think the question of political experience is in Nigeria, and in particular for your project in Akwa Ibom State? People tend to, think of people of, oh, I know him. He has a political pedigree, he has a political background, that kind of a thing. I don't know how you see that particular question.
Yeah, but I believe that if you come to Akwa Ibom State and you ask Akwa Ibom people about me, they'll give you these answers. I'm not new. I hope I'm answering your questions
Yes, yes,
right,
yes,
because
yes,
I
yes,
can
yes, yes,
really.
yes, yes.
I have a very strong political background in the state. I have invested a lot in the lives of my people in the state through my NGO and through business. Of course, in 2019, we ran before and we were illegally excluded from the Election Petition Tribunal because of the wealth of our data. And of course, you remember we were the ones that went all the way to the international, most of the great countries to ask for this visa ban on leaders in our country. In fact, in countries across Africa that engage in acts of voter repression. And this came to pass. The American government and the British government and the European Union put this ban as a result of the work we did. So I have been around. I believe I have paid the price and the dues, but it's not about the price that I have paid, but what my people want. I believe that those that want to vote for us know us and they see us. We are very visible. We are very audible as well. And we are hoping to make sure we convince our people to do right and stop engaging in politics of vote buying and other issues that are at the moment mitigating our progress economically and socially as a people in my state.
I saw your manifesto, and it's intriguingly called the Lazarus Project 2023. The Lazarus Project 2023.
That is correct. The Lazarus Project, yes.
Yeah. Could you explain, what led to the name,
So biblically, Lazarus is the man that Jesus raised from the dead. I'm not saying that we are Jesus, but what we are saying is that our communities in Akwa Ibom City especially are almost dead as a result of negligence, as a result of bad governance. And what we are coming to do is reset the game and get our people to take advantage of the great resources we have in this state to move forward. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, it's been all over the media after Governor Wike raised the issue of missing billions. People have been on the streets clamoring for more, explanation to what's happening with the hundreds of billions we've been getting from the 13% derivation. But that's not just the issue. We've received over 3 trillion over the years, and we have almost nothing to show for it on the ground. So what we are doing at the moment is to rally our support of our people and say, look, we can do great things, and this is the direction we want to go. Beyond the noise, what my people need right now is access to jobs, great education, access to great health care, ability to pay fees for their kids, to feed themselves, and to live without fear in terms of security. And what my manifesto has done is highlight these key areas that we believe that when we invest in them, we would be able to reap benefits immediately. And when you look at my manifesto, especially on the last page, you will see the things we want to do in the first 100 days. These are things I call the low-hanging fruits, but also the long projects, looking at what we can do to feed our people, create jobs, 100,000 jobs, which we intend to create every year, and then use the internet also to create even more jobs, so that the 2.3 million people in Akwa Ibom State that are without jobs presently can have opportunity to grow. And the 5 key priority areas we have, which we call HASTE, which we also intend to move in haste to achieve, is H for healthcare, A for agriculture, S for science and technology, T for tourism, the creative and cultural industries, and E for education. Now, the business of it, even though it's also a service, even though it's predominantly a service to people, is that Nigeria spends $10 billion on food importation. So with the great land we have here in Akwa Ibom, where we do rice plantation, gari, seafood business across the Atlantic, where we have 5 local governments overseeing, we would be able to take advantage of at least 5% of the $10 billion, and that is a lot. Remember, in medical tourism, we spend $2 billion every year. In educational, foreign education, we spend an additional $1 billion. So by the time we get our primary healthcare centers, our secondary and tertiary healthcare centers working, we would be able to provide services for our people, but also people in neighboring states can come in, take advantage of these services and pay and help us generate more IGR. The same with education. We have about 1,250 primary schools and about 251 secondary schools, 80% of which don't even have fences around them, no blackboards. Kids are sitting on the floor, no tables and chairs or rooms. But our plan is to digitize the system, not just build physical infrastructure, but scale our syllabuses and enable our people to plug into the future of the internet. So from primary school, we'll be able to have kids that are using the internet, that are able to code. So we are saying, yes, we have problems right now, but let's not follow the noise of the major political parties. Let's look at the big future. Look at where the world is going and plug in, and we have the resources in the state to do so. So we have a very ambitious plan, a very strong team. We are a solid party on ground, and we are doing the work to deliver.
All right, then. What informed your choice of Nollywood actress Caroline Uduak Danjuma, that is Chief Mrs. Caroline Uduak Danjuma, as your running mate? She's a Nollywood actress. What is she bringing?
Yes.
What is she bringing into it?
The thing is, unfortunately, she's known a lot as a Nollywood actress, but that is just the last of the the great abilities that she's got. She's a businesswoman doing very well in the area of oil and gas and real estate development there in Lagos. Now, I picked her because she's a lover of education. She has a fantastic NGO. She's doing a lot for women, kids, paying school fees, paying hospital bills.
Okay.
But these things are not being spoken about because people tend to see how much on TV. But most importantly, she is the only person, the only lady I met that has got 3 master's degrees in different areas, in oil and gas, in law, international law, and public relations, and all the rest of them. So I said, look, this is a great lady that is doing really well for herself and stands on her own. But then academically, she's at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that we looked at, over 10 of them, she came out tops, 10 over 10 all through. So she's a fantastic person. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, because she's known as an actress.
Okay.
An actress is just a job. A lot of people tend to look at it with some kind of, she appears on TV, she dresses a certain way. But that is not the issue. The issue is, what is the quality of the person and what is she bringing to the table for our people? Would I want my daughter to be like her? Absolutely. All of us would want our daughters to be like her, rather than someone else that is not doing well in all the fields they're operating in. And what Akwa Ibom State people and what we need right now are not just leaders that can speak and talk and walk, but also those that are exemplary, those that can lead the way in their own personal lives. So she's bringing a lot to the table. She's done a lot for the campaign, as you can see, and we are moving together to get Akwa Ibom State from where it is to where we want it to be, which is a great future where people can have great jobs, can live well, and enjoy the benefits of where we are in this country today.
Okay, thank you for that. And returning to your manifesto, a cardinal point there is to run an effective, transparent, and visionary government that is inclusive, and community development based. That's actually the first. That would seem to suggest that that's not the state of affairs right now in Akwa Ibom State.
No, it's not. It's very far from that.
Speak on that a bit, because as you know, it's the electorate that is going to make the decision as to whether to buy in to what you are saying of this, the state of affairs in Akwa Ibom. When you say, for instance, well, not you haven't said it this morning, but it's there. If anybody gets hold of the fundamental objectives of your manifesto, you will see there that one of the objectives is to run an effective, transparent, and visionary government that is inclusive and community development based. Explain that, please.
Yes, sir. So, I'll let the people know that my manifesto is available for free. You can download it on our website, iboro2.com, www. So they can also share in what you are reading. Now, like they say, sunlight is the best disinfectant. That means that when you run a transparent government, people can physically see, and it's visible, how you take in resources and how you spend it, as opposed to what is happening presently in the state. Now, with community development, we've spent most of the years, all through the other past 3 governments, doing infrastructural projects in the sense that I know you understand. So they like to build roads, apparently, build bridges, build seaports, build great things, but not build people. Now, my manifesto is about people. That is why when you look at the back page, you will see that the motto there is about developing Akwa Ibom community, empowering Akwa Ibom communities by empowering Akwa Ibom people. So my sense here is we have done enough in whatever infrastructure thing we term them. It is time to develop people, because it is people that build things. So it's great to have this seaport, the Ibom Airlines, and all these great ideas. But when you develop the people of the state, they'll be able to have the resources to actually build on these things, to actually get employed, to actually create businesses around these other areas. So what we are doing is look at sectors that can help us create the Akwa Ibom state that we want to see. And what's the Akwa Ibom we want to see? Okay, so 2.3 million people are out of jobs, right? Now, if I am creating 100,000 jobs every year, for 8 years, that would be 800,000 jobs. It would not be enough. So what we need a system that can create jobs for all the people and even more. And the internet affords this opportunity. Okay. How can we get people from primary school to secondary schools to have this access? So this is what we are thinking about. So how do we make primary 6 school leavers and secondary school SS3 leavers to be connected to learning resource centers across the world for free? So free internet everywhere. We deepen broadband penetration. We make access for primary school students by making phones available for over 1 million students that graduate in all through primary, secondary, and university with free data that can connect them to learning resource centers across the world. Now, where will we get the resources to make this happen? In my state, the governor has a security vote of 2 billion naira every month, 24 billion naira a year. That can fund that comfortably. In fact, when we trim the government of Akwa Ibom State alone, we would save over 100 billion naira.
Sorry, sir. When you say that the governor gets a security vote of 2 billion every month, if you were to be elected and that was to come to you, as it says, it's security vote. But did you just suggest that you would actually expend it on something else? And what if you need the funds that security votes were meant for? Not that very many Nigerians actually know what security votes is supposed to be doing.
We know how security votes are being used in the state, sir, and we will not use it that way. We will use it to empower our people. Like the private jet we presently have for our governor, that immediately from day one we get into office starts getting in the market. We don't need that. The governor lodges we have, the governor's lodge we have all across the states in Nigeria, we will turn them to hospitals so that they can actually be generating money for the state. Instead of staying idle, we are paying for diesel and petrol, and when the governor goes to Lagos, they don't even stay in the lodges. So we have great plans that will help us trim government and make resources available to be used in other areas I've mentioned. Again, when you look at the budget for 2023, you'll see that the Accountant General's office has a budget that's bigger than the budget of education, healthcare, and agriculture combined, over 50-something billion. Now, what happens in the Accountant General's office that demands 50-something billion expenditure? Nothing but buying of cars, maintaining of the private jet. We will do away with all those. You go to the Special Duties Ministry, it's the same issue. Different line items that are very vague and are used to, as loopholes to steal money, to be honest, in using the crudest of words. So what we intend to do is to trim the government, make sure that as the 50-car motorcade is reduced to 5, and plug in these monies in the areas of healthcare, agriculture, science and technology to enable our people have the required strength to compete globally, take advantage of jobs that are available across the world, which I am taking advantage of right now. And then, be able to make money, generate more money for the state and make us, compete and live very well, because we have the resources in this state that is bigger than the resources of 60% of countries in West Africa. There is no reason why Akwa Ibom State should have a 77% poverty index. Unemployment in this state is the highest in the country at 55%. Now, the inflation rate in this country is about at 20%. When you add 55 to 20, it gives you 75%, which gives you the misery index of the people. We shouldn't be in misery in Akwa Ibom State when we have the second largest petroleum reserve and number one in the gas reserve in this country, with a huge 13% derivation from coming in, plus the other funds that are coming into the state every month. But beyond that, there are many opportunities, grants from different organizations, whether it's in the healthcare sector through the Gavi Fund, the educational sector through the Bill and Melinda Gates, many foundations that are ready to support our system if we are transparent and accountable. So what we are coming in to do is to reset this system, to tell Akwa Ibom people, look, this is where our resources are, and this is how we intend to use it, and we are doing so from day one.
What is the population figure that you're working with for Akwa Ibom State?
6 million, sir.
It's a state of 6 million citizens.